Okay, I'm going to go over how to do the Excel workbook for for completing the displaying qualitative data. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and share. Yep. Okay, so right here we're going to go ahead and pick this up. This is the Unit 1 workbook. On the first tab, we have the vocab. We've got some stuff for categorizing data. And then right here is what we're doing. And we actually have the data from the surveys that were conducted. And we've got the raw data right here. So I just copied some of this data and put it right here. So how often individuals use the SLC gym, racquetball courts, cardio, so on and so forth, all the way over. And there are different things, different amount of times that they do it. So we're going to follow these steps right here. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put the categories of the amenities in the green area. So we're just going to copy this right here, Control C, and then we're going to put it right here. But I mean, I had already done that, but I just put it in there just because normally you won't have that. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to determine every single possible outcome. You could actually go through this and make sure that you have every outcome, or you can highlight all of these, and I press Control Shift down or Command Shift down. I hold it down and then I copy it. I come over here and let's just, and then I paste it at Control V or Command V or right paste. And then I'm going to go over to data and I'm going to do remove duplicates right there. So you're going to see some columns with X. And then we're going to press OK. Okay. And then right here, we're going to put these in order. So I'm going to put these in order from daily to never. Let's see, 1 to 2 times a semester. Oops. 1 time a year. 1 time a week. 2 to 3 days a week, 2 to 3 days a month, 1 time a month. And now we have all of these. And the way that I was doing that is I was using Control X or Command X. So you can do Control X, Control V, or Command X, Command V. And so I'm going to do the same thing, Control C, and I'm going to put it right here. And press, I'm going to go home, paste values. And with pasting the values, I can still see everything. So, or it doesn't change the color. And so let's come back up here, determine every single possible outcome and put them in order. Something that you can do if you want to make sure that you always keep these in order, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so you know, hey, this is always in that order. And so you can sort it later by that. And then you've got the SLC gym use. So what we're going to do here is we want to know how many times do individuals indicate that they use the SLC gym daily. So you've got all these values right here, and looking through all these values, how often do they use it daily? So I'm going to do equals count if. So this is saying count this column if it meets a particular condition. So count this column. So I highlighted the whole column if it meets this condition right here. And then I'm going to just close the parentheses and notice it says 14. So there are 14 occurrences of daily in that column. Now, if I were to go like this and drag it across, you'll notice that it becomes all 0. The reason why is because it says count if this, count if this. And so we need to change this so that way something doesn't move. And the thing that we don't want to move, we don't want the M to move. So we're going to put a $ right in front of that M. And then so it's count if all of B if it equals M 16, or this one is going to say M 17. And so this is going to just do count all of B if it equals whatever it is in this column right here. Okay, and I'll give you so you can see what this is. Okay, and then from here, because I put a $sign in that in front of the M is not going to move. And so we are just going to drag it over, bada bing, bada boom. And so now you see all of these, the M doesn't move. So even though you drag it over to the right, the M stays right there. And it says count if column E, or this is going to be column F, G, H, I, J. So it does all the columns, count them if they equal this. And then the other thing that you're going to want to do is equals sum, because you want a total column or a total row, if you will. And we're going to bring it all the way down. So here you're not putting any $sign, you just do sum, and then you highlight all the values that you want to include in the sum. So I did sum and all of those values, and I just dragged it across. And then over here, you're going to do equals sum, and then there we go, 42, and drag this down. And now you have the total number of responses down here, total responses. And then the total per category and the total per time period. So we did the count if, and then we dragged the formulas, and then we use the sum function, and now we are going to make box and whisk, or sorry, we're going to make bar charts, and then we're going to make pie charts. So first thing that what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bar chart for the for never. So I'm going to highlight this, and then I'm going to press Control, or if you're on a Mac, hold down Command and highlight this. And so you've got this row, including right above here, and this. So you've got never with all the values, and then we're going to do Insert, and we're going to do bar. Okay. So this right here is the bar chart for never. And so you've got SLC gym use, so on and so forth, all the way down. Now, this is technically incorrect. And the reason why is you want this in order from least to greatest or greatest to least when these values on the bottom are nominal. So these values right here, these are all categories. You can't put them in any particular order just based on the name of the values, name of the variables. So this you want to put in order from least to greatest. The best way to do that is to actually take it out of there, take it out of the let's see here, let's do this. And we've got a Control C, and these are all formulas, so we're going to do paste values, and then let's see here, we can do sort filter, custom sort, and you can do sort by, or options, sort left to right if you wanted to. And then row 28, and then press OK. So now we've got least to greatest right here, and we're going to do Insert. And so this is the appropriate way to do it when you're dealing with nominal data. Okay, so least to greatest or greatest to least, either one is fine. I prefer least to greatest, but it really actually depends on what you're trying to demonstrate or display. You want the chart to display the story of the data. So if you care more about talking about the story of the larger, then display it greatest to least. So next, we are going to do the same thing, but for SLC gym use. So we're going to do insert. I highlighted this, then insert bar chart. And this is correct. We do not want to put this in order from least to greatest. And the reason why is if it's ordinal data, you want this to stay in the original order. If I were to put this in order from least to greatest, it would put all these in weird spots. Another thing that would be wrong is sometimes people include the total. So they put total right there. And so if I were to put total, they put the total right there. And that messes everything up. You don't want to do that. You just want these values right here, and you want to leave them in their original ordinal data. So we're going to put that right down there. And now what we're going to do is I want to show you guys this really quick too. Um, uh, we're going to make a pie chart. So I'm going to highlight this daily, and then I'm going to do all of these, and I'm going to do insert pie chart. Okay. Now this pie chart is wrong for a lot of reasons. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to do add chart element, data labels, outside. And so you'll notice 11, 4, 1, 14, 12. Okay. This is wrong because those values right there are supposed to be, they're supposed to be percentages. Okay. So say for instance, I change it to percentage. I click on this, I'll double click. And then we come over here to where you see this fun little graph looking thing. Go to label options, and we want percent instead of values. So you got 0%, 33%, 2, 10, 26, 29, and all of those add up to 100. However, this is still wrong. And the reason why is because 100%, these are really supposed to be mutually exclusive. You're not supposed to be able to like for instance, the people that use machine level might also use the free weights. These do not, even though they all add up to 42, you can't say that these are all part that contribute to the whole, because it's just really odd to try to explain how of the individuals who um, indicate that they use these different machines or whatever daily, these are what is used daily, you know, the parts of the whole. There's probably a way to do it, but it's really weird, and it does not, it just doesn't look good. And when you have things that are in both categories, we don't know if they're in both categories or not. It really isn't a good representation of how to use a what's that called? How to use a pie chart, because it's supposed to contribute to the whole, and the whole is really not the whole of anything. Instead, let's look at this, and we're going to do insert pie chart. And so once again, we're going to do add chart element, data labels, outside, and I'm going to change these, double click again, and then come over here to label options, percentage, get rid of values, and this is correct. SLC gym use, which if you wanted to, I'd be okay with you guys not having this in order, because really there is no order here. You could go in order from, let's see here, sort smallest to largest. Okay. And if you were to do smallest to largest, um, you could read it a little bit easier. And this would be okay if you did it this way. I'm really okay with either one, as long as all of these are talking about parts of the whole. Anytime that you want to do relative, so if you see the keyword relative, and then these are for actual frequency. So relative frequency and then actual frequency. And so this is correct the way that it's set up. And so the last thing that I want to show you is how you can take this chart right here, Control C, we're going to put it right over here, and we're going to make a relative frequency table. So this right here is a frequency table. And then this right here is a relative frequency table. Okay, and we're going to delete all of these values right here. So in order to show the relative frequency is very specifically how much this value right here is compared to the whole, or, you know, the relative frequency of daily individuals who use the SLC gym. So equals that divided by all of the people who responded. These are all mutually exclusive, and that's why this works really well. An individual who does 1 to 2 times a semester here can't be in the never, and so this all is 100%, it's mutually exclusive. And so this right here is the relative frequency, and probably best if you go right here and you click percent, like how you want it displayed as percent. or click on the little percent button. And so we do 14.4, where it's 14 divided by 99 gives you the percent. And then the other thing that we're going to do, if I drag this down, you'll notice it gets all messed up. The reason why is because we don't want that 24 to change. It's got to be 14 divided by 99, 6 divided by 99, 6 divided by 99, 7 divided by 99, so on and so forth. So we never want that 24 to change. So we're going to put a dollar sign in front of that 24. And so we're going to drag it down. Okay, so we've got all the relative frequencies, and then you drag it this way, and it continues to give you all the relative frequencies. And all of these down here are all going to add up to 1. So if we do sum, the frequency table, 100% or 1, the relative frequency table, all of those frequencies need to add up to 100. Okay, whereas equals sum, once again, another reason why you should not use the pie chart for going across. These all add up to 42%, 45%. It's just wrong. Okay, it doesn't work. So this right here is a relative frequency distribution. This right here is a frequency distribution. And then, for instance, if you're reading this, if I were to say, what is the frequency of the number of individuals who use the cardio level 2 to 3 days a month? So I go 2 to 3 days a month, and I find the intersection with the cardio level. And so 2 to 3 days a month, cardio level 11. Okay. Or if I were to say, what is the, once again, whoops, I did mess this up. Daily. Oh, I see what I did. Daily. 1 time a month. Let's see here. Yeah, when I sorted it, I never unsorted it. Daily, 2 to 3 times a week. 2 to 3, let's see here. 1 time a week. 2 to 3 times a month. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now I'm going to sort these. Sort. There we go. All fixed. Let's fix this. Okay, so yeah, now this is all fixed. It's all better, except this is based off of that. So SLC gym use, what was I saying? Frequency table, this is the frequency table, this is the relative frequency table. So if I were to say, what is the relative frequency of an individual who uses the weights 1 to 2 times a semester, I come right here and I go 1 to 2 times a semester, and then I go weights, and it's 16.16%. So that's how you do it. You just find the intersection of the two, and you report the relative frequency or you report the frequency. So that's pretty much it, and that's all we got.